Y'all, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika, and with this week's edition of Fuck Shit Friday. This is the video of the week where we talk shit while swallowing spit, and we talk about some political stuff when it's necessary, and we also talk about some social issues when it is deemed necessary. It's not just fun and games. We also dig into some very serious topics on this edition. On each and every one of my editions of Fuck Shit Friday, but we're gonna talk about some real serious issues on this edition of Fuck Shit Friday. I know y'all wasn't anticipating seeing the girl today, cause I told y'all last night after Greenleaf that I was done for the until Friday. But I was sitting outside, so I decided, why not go ahead and just get the video done, and that way we can we can have that on out the way. So that's why I'm here. We're gonna go on and get it on out the way. And then if I find something I want to talk about later on, as we go into the weekend, then we'll talk about that stuff real right then and there. I don't have to wait until next week's Fuck Shit Friday or anything like that. I'll do a less chat or something like that, and we'll talk about it. If something come up, child, I don't know. But this is just me giving this to you a little bit early. I hope y'all enjoy the episode and what we're gonna talk about it. And so let's go on and get to it real quick. Now, let us not forget the people in the Caribbean, Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, as well as Houston and surrounding parts there, who are still trying to recover and rebuild in the wake of two natural disasters back to back. That would be Hurricane Harvey first, that devastated Houston, Texas, and its surrounding parts, and then it was Hurricane Irma, who went through the West Indies and the Caribbean and kind of caused a lot of devastation, for real devastation over there. And then she made her way to Florida, up along the East Coast to South Carolina and parts of Georgia. Went without power for quite some time too in the wake of that hurricane. So we ain't gonna forget about them. We still holding them in our thoughts and prayers. We are. And for those who did not make it through these storms, I say, well, rest in peace to you, and my condolences out to your families and your friends. Now, I also want to do a shout out to Houston rapper Trey the Truth. He was affected by Hurricane Harvey himself. However, he didn't allow that to stop him from being able to reach out and help his brother man out there. Baby boy was in boats and everything trying to rescue people who had become overtaken by the flood waters and were kind of like trapped in their homes. So he was out there in boats, and he's been donating and spending time, and he's been doing a whole lot to help the people of Houston, even though he too was affected by this storm. Okay, so we're gonna shout out to Houston rapper Trey the Truth. I also saw this week that they did do a benefit concert hand in hand to help the victim, and they raised some $44 million doing this. That's awesome, and I hope that the monies go to the right places so the right people can be helped out during this situation. I'm not going to go on a bashing spree right now. I could, with good reasons, for towards the Red Cross, Salvation Army, places like that. All I'm saying is, if you donating, make sure that you donating to a cause that's gonna get the money to the actual families that are affected by this here. Okay, and I hope that that $44 million that they raised at this benefit concert goes to the right people who need that support right now. Okay. We also saw this week that Janet did do her concert, but she also visited some shelters and did some donations herself, as well as Beyonce, who did go out to the shelters. She donated, of course. We know Beyonce, that's her hometown, so she did do her part to help the people of her hometown. She always does. It doesn't just take a natural disaster for this lady to obviously reach back and help those who, the place she came from. She was out there donating. She was donating her time, because we know she just had a set of twins, them brand new babies. She donated her monies and her efforts because they was out there feeding people and stuff. Shout out to all the regular everyday folks as well as the celebrities that came together for the common cause, the common man. I commend all of y'all and I thank y'all. It's good to see that people can come together for humanity's sake. I even did my little parts. We ain't gonna talk about it, but we do have some evacuees and shelters up here. And even though I am fresh off of a major surgery and still, trying to recover, I did my part this past weekend through my donation of time, coin, and self. To this relief effort. So if you can do anything, like I was telling one of my love things down in one of my previous videos, it ain't all about the dollar. Sometimes if you just got a couple hours that you ain't got shit to do, go out there and go to the shelter. Or you got a couple of hours, go volunteer somewhere. It all works hand in hand with one another to help the people who need the help the most. Because listen, something happen to you, you're gonna want somebody to be there. Trust me. I'm telling you. I'm just pleased at what I saw because it came at a time where I needed my faith in humanity to be restored. And it's good to know that humanity hasn't gone to shits as it seemed like it was about to. Or it may still be in the process, but at least I know now it's people out here who do give a damn and they'll put forth their best effort to try to help those when they feel like they need them, okay? I was here for CNN. CNN, you have been my best friend for the last 2 weeks. Y'all did the most. I checked other stations, but I'm gonna be honest. CNN was on the job. I don't know if this they norm, cause I'm not a big CNN supporter, but I am now, bitch, because them people was there. They had their people on site. They were out there trying to talk people into getting to safety if they wasn't already safe. They were trying to help people get transporting people. They news reporters. They were out there getting battered and torn by these storms, and they didn't forget the islands that were destroyed prior to Irma hitting the hitting the bottom part of Florida. They talked about and showed us relief efforts and the devastation following Irma out there in the Virgin Islands and places like they was on the job, honey. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I appreciate that because we need to know what's happening. It ain't all just about us. It's about humanity as a whole, you know. So that was good. I appreciated that. They was there doing the Houston situation. They was out there. They was trying to help people, getting them to the right place. They used their phone lines as a way for others to let folks know they need help. They CNN did their job. They did their job, and they really did earn my viewership. And I plan on continuing to watch CNN. So I have to say thank you to CNN and shout out to them because baby, they was on the job. Now I don't know about, like I said, I don't know about other big news organizations. I don't do Fox News, and every now and again I catch something on MSNBC. But I was on that damn CNN, and CNN kept me up to date because they talked about almost nothing but what was going on. And when they did have to move over to other stories, they would have up in the caption on the side what was going on in these particular areas that were being hit and the aftermath of being hit by these two natural disasters that came back to back. Also, this week we commemorated the 16th anniversary of the 9/11 bombings. Child, when 9/11 happened, I'm gonna tell y'all, I woke up that morning. I was off that day. I had to go to work that day, and I slept in. I slept in until about 11 o'clock. So by the time I turned my TV on, once again, I went by CNN and I seen them was talking about some, but I thought it was somewhere else. I had no idea that the Twin Towers had been devastated by these terrorists and things. So girl, I turned my TV to my local channel because I said 11 o'clock, baby. I can catch Young and the Restless right quick. I'm off today. So I went over there and baby, wasn't no Young and the Restless on that day. Every news station that I watched that day was just showing the clips again and again and again and talking about how many lives they just knew had been taken as a result of that. Child, I never forget that. I sure was. I was at home and I was glued to the damn TV for the rest of the day because um a friend of mine who was visiting me was actually from New York City. So he was all up in arms because when that happened, you couldn't call. into New York. I mean, them phone lines was down, baby. We wasn't nothing. And that's where he from. His mama, his sister, and everybody was there. So he was stressed out trying to find out where. And his sister worked somewhere in the area of the Twin Towers. So we was on fleek around here trying to figure out what the hell to get done. Well, not here, but I was in New Orleans at that time, child. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that. I remember me and my husband and our friend. We were just sitting there watching that TV that whole day, just in amazement that something like that could come to our lands. Oftentimes, we used to, when acts of war happened, it rarely happened on American soil. So for something like that to happen, girl, we was taken aback. I ain't gonna lie, but it was 16 years ago, this past September 11th, that all happened. Y'all get down in the pen and tell me what were you doing when 9/11 happened? I've heard different YouTubers that I watched. They told what they were doing the day that this all took place, and I found it interesting. People were just living their lives. Some of them was in school still, child. Like some of them was in junior high school. I'm like, God damn, that just made me feel old as hell in that moment. But I'm interested though. Y'all get down in the pen and tell me what were you doing the day 9/11 happened 16 years ago, when terrorists decided to take their aircraft and slam them into the Twin Towers. Let me know down in the panic. Now, I read this article about this child, this 8-year old boy from New Hampshire. He's a biracial child, and he lived in a predominantly white and biracial community. And for some reason, he was being bullied by this group of teens, white boys, okay? And somewhere in the book of their minds, they decided to put a rope around this boy and attempt to try to lynch him. I was damn stirred when I saw those pictures of that the rope burns around that boy's neck. I said, "You have got to be motherfucking kidding me." The racial climate right now in this country is already at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high since it ain't been this high since the civil rights movement. Okay, and I gotta ask, the question that hit my mind as I calmed myself down after I got through saying I kill them motherfuckers, each and every one of them. I was thinking to myself. I said, self, and myself said, huh? I said, what the hell is being taught in the homes these days? Because racism and being full of hate and things like that, that's something that ain't homegrown. That's taught in the homes, honey. It's either being taught in the homes, or you got other family members who are a big influence on these young people that don't live in the home with them, that's telling them that this is okay, or it's being taught in the home by the parents. Because you don't just wake up hating people. This is something you have to learn to do. I said, we don't need this here. Not at the time we got this orange imbecile sitting up in that White House. We dealing with natural disasters of epic proportions. And now we're dealing with even more hate. Last thing we need. Last thing we need to be. I mean, racism ain't never gonna die out, but it's being recharged, in my opinion. People putting more energies into it again, whereas before it kind of calmed down and we would have isolated incidents. Now this seems like a daily, or at least it's occurring on a regular. Okay, I see it like that. Mm. And that's part of why y'all I worry so hard about my eggs and my grandkids growing up in this world today. We still can't find equality. My blackness or my brownness won't affect you. For all you non-black, non-brown people, my blackness and my brownness won't be. You ain't gonna. This ain't nothing about me gonna hurt you. All I want to do, all my brothers and sisters like myself want to do in this world, is just live our lives and be treated as equals. You ain't gotta be our friends, but give us equal rights when it comes to employment opportunities. Give us equal rights when it encompasses, like, people want to go get bank loans to start businesses. Give us our equal rights. Treat me the way you want to be treated. That's all we want. We ain't trying to come into your neighborhoods and destroy nothing, because we got an awesome culture of our own. So I just don't understand it. I ain't even looking for reparations at this point, child. You can keep your 40 acres, and that mule been dead, child. That mule been dead ages ago. So come on now, we gotta do better. We just gotta do better as a people. It's very, very disappointing. And I can only imagine what that phone call felt like to them parents receiving that call your child been hurt because some boys done tried to lynch him. Child, I am so glad that I grew. I thank God for enlightenment. My grandma used to tell me, you get wisdom. With age, you get wisdom. What does she say? Get wisdom, get knowledge, but above all, get an understanding. And that come with age. And I just thank God every day that I'm not the person I was. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago. But I sure ain't the person I was about 20 years ago. Because see that right there? I would have been wanting to raise the roof on some damn body. I don't think I could have been okay and let the law handle its business and take care of this, especially with the next story I'm about to bring to y'all. I just my prayers out to their family, and I hope they see justice. I hope them little boys, and if I don't know, cause I don't know what has happened since then. If any of y'all know down there in that panic section, y'all get down there and tell me if them boys then went to jail and what's the update on that story, cause I really don't know. But I just know that it hurt my heart to hear that and to see the rope burns around that poor child neck. That child scarred. And why? Because there is so much intolerance when we should be very tolerant of one another, because America is a cesspool of people, and you can't just say, oh, this is my land, because if we really gonna be honest, this land don't belong to none of us but the Native Americans. Y'all took that shit from them. Then y'all decide to go over there and make deals with, African prince and princesses, and some of them was of my color. And y'all brought our ass over here to work the land and develop everything for you, thus making us a part of this country too. Us and our descendants. That would be me and you. So, I I just don't understand this make America great again shit. Is this making America great? Cause I sure in the hell don't feel like America great. It ain't even as good as it was a year ago. And catch that tease. Now, let's move on to the story of Kenneka Jenkins. This story here, I know a lot of y'all been waiting on my thoughts and opinions because you've been telling me, and plus I felt it. I felt your spirits. It was real heavy. Y'all wanted to hear what I had to say, and I really don't know what to tell y'all about this story because I'm watching this just like you are. I don't have any special insight. I don't know nobody close to this case. All I can do is just tell you what I know and what I've heard so far. And even that might not even be what really happened because, well, I tell you what I do know, she did. That's one damn thing I know for certain. And the second thing I know, it was some foul play involved in this story. Now, the story goes from what I heard. Kenneka had borrowed her mother's car to go out to either a movie and then to the bowling afterwards with her friends. Somehow or another, they decided that wasn't really what they was gonna do. She lied. She wound up going to a party at a hotel. Now, I'm going to stop in between there to get the lessons that I got out of this. Lesson number one, don't lie. Be truthful about what it is that you're telling your parents. It don't make no sense. I mean, I can't stand a lie, honey. I'd rather you to shame the devil. Baby, don't do that. Tell the truth and shame the damn devil. But see, young people do this all the time. And this is what can happen when you lie to your parents about where you're going. And I know a lot of people might be saying, well, Lady Nigga, she 19. I don't give a damn. 19 ain't grown, it's just legal. 19 is not grown, you just legal. At 18, they can take your black ass out your house and put you on the battlefield and tell you fight nigga. That's how I feel about it. That might be controversial to say that, but that's how I feel about it. And it ain't just black kids. It's anybody 18 years old in this country. You're not grown. You're just legal. You can go in the store and buy you a pack of cigarettes and some cigars. You can't buy no alcohol, and you can't get on the boat to gamble. So you ain't grown, okay? But she lied. This story should be very compelling for people who have young kids, young teenagers growing up, let them see this story. This what happened. This what could happen by you telling me a lie and saying you going to point A, but you going to point D. Okay. You don't think that of the trouble and the danger that could be surrounded by you could actually place yourself in by not listening to your parent. So be mindful of that, young folks. She wind up going to this party, and next thing we know, child, she is uh her mama get a phone call from the friends at 4 a.m. that morning saying that they done looked around the hotel and they can't find her. But they got her keys to the car, they got the car, and they got Kenneka's damn cell phone. Okay. So they take the phone and everything to the mama or whatever, and then we find out that hours later the mother goes over to the hotel where she is being met with opposition. She don't want to know what happened. They wasn't cooperating with this lady, told her she need to call the police, fill out a report, and if it was enough evidence or a reasonable doubt, they could get a search warrant for them to be able for her to go room to room like she originally wanted to do, to see if anybody had heard or seen anything the night before about her daughter. Yeah. So after hours, they were able to get that. And when they looked at the footage, it's parts of the footage where she appears to be inebriated, and it's parts where she told to disappear. Now, how was she found in a damn freezer when the freezer area is only supposed to be accessible by employees? And why is her friends not coming forth really telling the full story of what happened? Y'all were at this party with this girl. Y'all know something happened. You not finna tell me you don't know what happened to this girl, because somebody know. The friends doing these Facebook lives, incriminating yourselves and all of that. Look, if the guilt is eating at you, baby, go on down there to the police station and tell them people what really happened. And for you young people that this is not affecting your life, pay attention to these is her friends, supposedly. I remember my mom used to tell me all the time, girl, such and such ain't your friend. But see, I wasn't never that child that was deep like that. I was always kind of antisocial. I lived in my own world for a long time. It's only until I got in my mid 20s that I really started socializing with people, because I'm a loner. I'm an introvert. As much as I get on this camera and how easily I can have conversations with y'all, and I've had, conversations with various other YouTubers or whatnot, y'all really just don't know. Deep down inside, I'm not that girl. I mean, I'll go to some events, but I'm a loner, and I'm always watching my surroundings, and I'm very, 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 very cautious in using that word friend. You can't just be my damn friend. You got to show me that you are friendship worthy from me, because see, I'm a loyal friend, and ain't no loyal friend gonna let you go to no party and you disappear, and your mama is notified hours later only to find you in a freezer. Matter of fact, why them friends? I wouldn't have never left the spot till I was on the phone with the police department. My friend is missing. That's the type of friend I am. But these ain't this girlfriend. This is when these children was not no friends. I don't know why she thought that. But you can't blame her, because teens have poor choices. That's why you equip with parents most times to help you guide you through these trying years where you're not quite sure about life. That's what we do. That's what we supposed to do as parents. We guide our kids, and even though sometimes they don't listen, we can't give up on them, and we can't stop praying and staying on their ass. I just had a conversation with my own son. Y'all know, the one that took me down through, but God brought me out. Him. And it was warming to my heart for him to finally understand why I'm not just a bitch. I'm not just bugging you. I want to see you survive so that my legacy can live on, and you can have a chance at all the beautiful things life can offer you. And this situation, in case y'all, we don't know what the hell is going on. It's so many conflicting stories. I cannot tell y'all what happened. I can't even. I told y'all the only thing I know for certain, that girl is dead now. It's a family in mourning, and them wasn't her damn friends, because there's some foul play that went on in all of this, and they know what it is. And I pray to God that we begin to get some answers as to what happened to this girl. If y'all want to get down in the panty and share your thoughts and opinions on this, feel free to do so. You know, if you talk to me, I'm gonna talk back. But I just don't fucking understand, and I don't know. I'm waiting on the medical examiner's report to come back to see, because they saying she was drunk and out of her mind. That then I'm hearing stories she was raped. I heard she was set up by them friends, and one of the friends is a person that works at the hotel. Child, it's just a lot. I don't know what happened to her. All I do know is on this day, September the 14th, 2017, Kenneka Jenkins is dead. And somebody needs to tell that mother what happened to her child. And if it was criminal, they need to be handled. They need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because this was unnecessary, and this is a terrible way for this child to have died. That's all I gotta say about that. Get in the pen and tell me what y'all think. Now, the last story I'm gonna talk about before I get on up out of here, because I ain't realized I've been talking 25 minutes. Child, Tyrese, sit your ass down. He on Instagram writing these books and paragraphs to The Rock because he upset that The Rock's character from the Fast and Furious, which is Hobbs, may be or has received a spinoff, and they doing a movie on him. Now his reasoning is, you got to protect the Fast and Furious family. We want to continue to make sure our children can do well, stay in private schools, yada yada yada. The reason why you even had to talk to this man on social media, and he ain't answering your text messages and calls, and he ain't really trying to reach out to you, because he ain't trying to hear that shit. You are the most annoying little piece of twit I ever seen. This man has a right to go on, and if they choose to give him a sequel or a spinoff from the Fast and Furious to kind of dig into the behind the scenes and the backstory of his character Hobbs, what problem is that of yours? If they gonna watch Fast and Furious, they gonna watch Fast and Furious. Imagine what comic books and stuff like that would have been like if everybody was pissed off the way this man is. We wouldn't have never got no Wonder Woman. We wouldn't have never got no Superman. We wouldn't have never got none of that Super Friends. Tyrese always got a reason to be complaining and say something, but he's just boring. He played out. You know what? Tyrese is one of them men that I wish would just sing and don't talk. Act in the movie, play your little part, Roman or whatever, and don't talk. Ain't neither one of y'all gonna not eat because this man has a spin out, and that's why he paying your ass absolute dust. And I hope he continues to, cause you ain't even on the Rock level, child. I wouldn't address him either. You either accept whatever decision I choose to make, or you ain't got to be cool with me, bruh, because I was the Rock before you was even Tyrese. So what the hell? Child, I get sick of Tyrese. He is such a disappointment. Every time he opened his mouth, I feel like I'm having labor cramps again. I can't stand him. Contractions, y'all. But that was all I really wanted to talk about on this edition. Congratulations to Issa Rae for becoming a model for CoverGirl. That girl really didn't. She didn't really glow up, baby. She glowed up big time. So I'm happy for her. We saw our first pictures of Serena, baby. She was very beautiful, named right after the father. What else? I think that's pretty much all. Anyway, if it's anything else y'all want to talk about, put it down in the panty section. If you want to elaborate on any of the stories I brought you, please put it down in the panty section. Remember, the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate this video, comment down in the panty section, also known as the comment section. Subscribe to the channel for the free 99 and hit your notification bell so that each and every time I decide to drop some video down here on YouTube, you will be notified, and you can be amongst the first, the notification squad, to let me know that you're present and supporting your girl. Share the video wherever it is that you share videos. And I'm not saying I won't be back this weekend. I don't know. If something happens or I feel an inclination, just like today, to have a conversation with y'all, then I'm going to come down and I'm going to do that, okay? If not, I'll see you guys back Monday for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. Y'all have a safe and blessed weekend. If you don't see me anymore, y'all take care of each other and yourselves. And if you can do anything to help someone out, don't hesitate. Because when when the prayers go up, blessings come down. And when you help a person in any kind of way, you sending up a prayer. And watch you get a blessing in return. Now, don't do it just for the blessing. Don't do it for just the blessing. But I'm gonna tell you something. You sleep better at night, and God recognizes you on that who's who list a little bit easier when He see that you are doing your part in this world to do better. And if you are atheist, I don't even know why the hell you watching my channel, so I don't know what to tell you. Just be good to yourselves. All right, y'all. I'm out. Peace.